Hello and welcome to another Modern Toy Fair review. Today I'm taking a look at the Neca TMNT Mirage Wanderer. As always, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and feelings are, if you picked this up, or if you're still on the fence, or if now you're kind of struggling to find it, because I think it was Best Buy exclusive. Let me know down below, and of course make sure to stick around to the end of the video to see all the photos I took. But that's enough chitter chatter, let's go ahead and get at her. Alright, let's get right into it. So we're going to take a look at his face first, because right off the bat you see he is all sorts of messed up. You got those wide eyes, you got the scratch going down between them, all these little hash marks like around the eyebrows, and even like his lips are all cracked and chapped. Dude needs some chapstick real bad. And then you even see some more of those markings going across the top of his head. You can even see some of the hash marks like in the sculpt itself, which I don't know if that's intentional or not, or if that's a defect. But they definitely wanted to make him look as beat up as possible. And then if we move down to the shoulders and torso here, you've got this tattered up burlap sack with the straps from the scabbards on it. You've got the different textures, you've got all the line work. You can see like some more of the tearing there at the shoulder. And then we go down the arm a little bit. We've got a couple different shades of green to kind of bring out some detail, more of those comic lines. Got some bandages across the bicep and the forearm. Got that like armor plate on the back of his hand. If we flip it around, we've got more, I don't know why that peg there is green. Like that is like real weird to me. And of course the hand pops out because it's a little tiny peg, but there's the armor plate. Got some scuffs on that as well. Back to the torso. So there's some great like textures here. Like you've got the burlap texture of all those lines, and the belts are more of like a smooth texture. And I really like the tattering down here at the bottom. Like it just looks really, really beat up. And then if you look underneath, you'll see that it's a lot like the other turtles. He's got his little turtle foreskin. There it is. His little like weird skirt, his little green skirt that comes over the hips. And then we've got the thighs with, again, some of that light green kind of brushing on some of the details of all those comic lines. We've got more of the bandages going across his calf. And then his feet even have some little markings on them. And if we flip it around the back, you'll see first here the scabbards, which have like look like they're full on just wrapped, like just comic book lines everywhere, kind of make it look as textured as possible. The swords go in and out pretty easy. You can see going across the back of the shoulders, they made sure to put some more lines, even the back of the head. And then going down each side, can see where it has like where all the molding is. They have different lines to bring out the detail. You've got a little bit of shell peeking out, got his tail that moves around a little bit there, back of the legs, a lot like the front. So yeah, definitely looks fantastic. I really, really like this. Alright, on to some articulation. So the head is on a ball, so it goes quite a bit up, a little bit down, twists all the way around. Got a little bit of tilt in there, side to side, a little bit of wiggle. The arms, oh, and there goes the hand, because again, that tiny peg. And back to where we were. Shoulders don't go up past 90, unfortunately. They do pop out just like the Lost in Turtles 4-pack do. And then you see it goes all the way around. Bicep swivel, double jointed their elbows. The wrist peg, which pops out so easily. And also it's kind of now hindered by this like plating on the back of the hand. So you can go forward quite a bit. Backwards, you kind of have to work at it and then tuck the plate underneath the wrist, but then it's even looser. So it's kind of a pain, but you can definitely make it stick if you need to. But let me get that back. There we go. And then as far as midsection, same as the other turtles. It's got a little bit of wiggle, like some weird like hip joint that kind of has a little bit of twist and forward and back motion. And then legs go out to about there to the side. They go forward a decent amount. Back's blocked by the shell. And then you do have rotation at the hip. Oops, didn't mean to hit that. And then we've got double jointed knee. There we go. Goes about there because he's got them thick thighs. And then ankle pivot. It's got the rocker, so forward, back. All that fun stuff. You see a little twist there as well. And it goes about there. But realistically, he can get into almost any pose you're going to want one of your Ninja Turtles to get into, especially one of these thick boys. So I'm happy with it. Next up, we've got some accessories. So you do get a pair of fists. They have the little plate on the back, those scuffs. And you flip them around, you can see the closed fingers and the thumb there. And a little crease. And then you got the relaxed or like grappling or choking hands. The plate on the back, and then the fingers all spread out. And then you do have a set of katanas. You got the wrap with the wash going over it and all the comic lines. You got the gold at the hilt. And then the blade is white. So it's very similar to the ones with Leonardo in the 4-pack, but those were blue instead of white. And then we do have the bow staff, which this one's a little bit different than the 4-pack because while you have all the wrap and everything at the end, has this cool little blade, which also, again, is just kind of plain white. Wish they would have had some extra color in there. Then you have some line work for the wood down at the other end. You do have this little like sickle type thing. It's got some cool wraps on it. All the different line work, and the blade is white again. And then you have the nunchucks, which you do get a pair of these. And they got the rope, and these ones definitely have a lot more detail than the ones with the 4-pack. You can see all the lines for the wraps as well. On to a size comparison. So we've got him here with the Mirage Raphael. You'll see he is about the same height, maybe like a hair taller. But the biggest difference you'll also notice is the greens are drastically different. So there's no swap out parts, which sucks. And then, of course, we also have him here next to the Jada Toys Ryu from the Street Fighter line. Ryu's actually a little bit taller, which is kind of surprising. I'm going to lean forward a little bit, and he's still taller. Let me get these guys out of the way. Next up, we have the G.I. Joe Classified Pimp Daddy Destro, who's almost a head taller, not quite. And then we've got Marvel Legends Jon Favreau, who also is about half a head taller. And get these guys out, and we'll bring in the last one, which is the big beefy boy, the Build-A-Figure Armadillo. And he's up to about his bicep or shoulder height because the armadillo is massive. And last up, we have the box art. So you have Neca up here, Nickelodeon down there. You got the logo for the Turtles, Wanderer down at the bottom with some artwork and that pink background. You can kind of see there's like a cityscape in the back of the box. On the side here, you've got a little bust kind of drawing of him. And then on the other side, a full body drawing, holding that bow staff. We've got the logos back up the top. Warning, don't choke on this. Bottom, you've got all of the artist names, barcode, no children allowed, all that fun stuff. And on the back, we've got Meanwhile and a bunch of pictures of the figure along with some art of the other figures in the line. So I really like these boxes that they're doing for the Mirage line. Okay, so overall, I really like how this figure turned out. Not gonna lie, as much as I'm a fan of the Mirage comics, I don't remember this iteration. Like, I went back and I looked it up, and I know that it's, you know, basically The Last Ronin before The Last Ronin was a thing. So, like, that's kind of cool, but I don't remember this very well. But regardless, the figure looks amazing, and I really dig it. I do wish that they would have used similar, like, color scheme as far as, like, the green as the Mirage Turtles that they just did. So that way you could switch out the parts and the head and stuff if you wanted to. But unfortunately, it's such a drastic difference you can't. But I really dig it. And of course, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts and feelings are. If this review pushed you one way or the other, if you're on the fence. And make sure to stick around to the end of the video to see all the photos I took. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Helps us out and lets you get a bunch of toy-related content in your feed, such as the reviews, how to pose videos, the weekly podcast, and the weekly live stream. You can also check us out Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Modern Toy Fair. If you're already a fan of the channel, you can head over to patreon.com/Modern Toy Fair, where we have a bunch of different tiers of different rewards. You can check that out. We greatly appreciate it. Link will be in the description down below. And of course, we have tpublic.com/Modern Toy Fair. We have a bunch of different merch with our logos on it and different inside jokes from the live streams. But that's going to be it for this week. Hopefully see you next week. Same toy time, same Toy Fair channel. Thank you for watching.